Hi, my name is Eloise and I would like to talk to you about the Globe Theatre. The Globe Theatre was built in 1599 by the acting company of which William Shakespeare was a member. The original Globe Theatre stood in Southwark, London, on the south bank of the River Thames. The Globe we know today is not the original. In fact, it has been replaced twice. Once in 1613, when the pyrotechnics, such as cannons and fireworks, caused a fire and burned the theatre down. The Globe was rebuilt after the fire and reopened in 1614, but then it was demolished in 1644 because of the lease. The new Globe Theatre was built in 1997 as close to the site of the original as possible. The authentic replica was made from wood and has London's only thatched roof. There is no microphones or speakers, and the music is played live on the instruments that would have been used in Shakespeare's time. Today the Globe Theatre offers tours as well as an expedition of life in Shakespeare's London. The theatre attracts over 200,000 visitors every year. The Globe would fly colour-coded flags to indicate what was playing. A black flag meant a tragedy, while a red flag indicated a historical play. A famous quote from Hamlet is, "To be or not to be, that is the question," from Act 3, Scene 1. Macbeth. Boil and bubble, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. As you like it.
This wide and universal theatre presents more woeful pageants than the scene wherein we play in.
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women are merely players. They have their exits and they have their entrances. And one man in his time plays many parts. Shakespeare is England's most celebrated dramatist and poet. His work has been translated into 80 languages, including Star Trek's King Long. He helped shape the English we use today, introducing up to 300 words and dozens of well-known phrases. His plays are known around the world for their universal themes and insight into the human condition. Yet, much about the playwright is a mystery. Historians don't know his date of birth, where he was educated, or how he spent 7 years of his life. He was born during the reign of Queen Elizabeth I, who had recently converted England to Protestantism. Shakespeare's parents had been Catholics, and the tension between the new and old religions can be seen in much of his work. William's father, John Shakespeare, was a member of the Borough Council of Stratford-upon-Avon. William was the third of 8 children, though his two elder siblings did not survive childhood. Outbreaks of the bubonic plague in the early 17th century forced the Globe to close, as it was feared that when full, it had a capacity of 3,000, it would speed up the spread of the disease. Architectural style of the Globe was similar to the Colosseum in Rome, but on a smaller scale. Other Elizabethan theatres also followed this style of architecture, which were called amphitheatres. At the base of the stage was an area called the pit, which held the groundlings, people who paid just a penny to stand and watch the performance. At the peak of summertime, the groundings were also referred to as stink yards, for reasons that may be well obvious. Part of the stage was called the apron stage, a rectangular platform that thrust out among the audience into the pit. William Shakespeare was a shareholder who owned 12.5% of the Globe Theatre. As a young writer, Shakespeare bought shares in the theatre and benefited financially as his popularity grew. The crest above the main entrance to the Globe Theatre was inscribed with motto, Tutus mundus agit hastrumem, Latin for the whole world is a playhouse. At the start of each play After collecting money from the audience, the admission collectors took boxes full of money to a room backstage, the box office. A trumpet was sounded to announce to the people that the play was about to begin at the Globe Theatre, in order for people to take their final places. There were no actresses performing at the Globe Theatre or any other theatre at that time. Female roles were played by young boys, as theatre stages were considered too risque a place for ladies. According to one of the few surviving documents of the event, no one was hurt when the Globe Theatre burned down, except for one man whose burning trousers were put out by a bottle of beer. The Puritans brought an end to the Globe Theatre in 1642 with an order suppressing all of stage plays. In 1644, the Globe Theatre was turned into tenement housing, ending 85 years of turbulent history. The Globe was generally considered to be a circular building. However, when a small part of these theatres' foundations were uncovered in the late 1980s, it seemed the building was actually a polygon of 20 sides. This is what I built for my Globe Theatre. It is cake. I hope you enjoyed my presentation, and thanks for watching.